just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When it come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and ain't my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. Don't really need down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it.
Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, it's a black and blue matchup in the NFC North between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On first down, King. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. There are the numbers for Samuel from that game last week. 6 catches, 58 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. To throw on second down. King, he's going to look deep for more, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Looking to throw. King, and he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up fourth down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 24 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31. On the counter, Gurley. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Touchdown, Detroit! Todd Gurley with touchdown number 20 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Come on, fellas.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
2nd and 3. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. King. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Check it back.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. King off the play fake. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Golladay, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season as this year's playoffs play out anything like nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
That's it, baby.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Here's King throwing on 3rd and long. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses, backs understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Mark that down as a punt return of 78 yards. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a first down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Packers on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. King is going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation. Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Got it. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Flush to his right. He'll run it. And he slides to avoid the hit. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now it's Trubisky. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Trubisky to throw again. And he's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Dallas Goedert with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. This is taken at the 15. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. Kenny Golladay making his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Well, he's been the guy, already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Trubisky to throw. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Antonio Callaway with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Following the touchdown, McCrane set to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. This will be fielded at the 17. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. The Chargers out to an early lead over the Chiefs. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Trubisky and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw is King. Going to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So we now proceed to the start of the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Play action. It's Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Byron Murphy, the first pick of the 2nd round there defensively.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
We got 4.
Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Trubisky. That's taken in by Callaway. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now to Galladay on the jet sweep, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
You better talk to your boy. You better talk to your boy. He'll protect you.
You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. On third down, Trubisky throws right side, and that's complete. First down, Lions on a pickup of 13. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Trubisky. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Here's Pollard again. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here, 3rd and a yard.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky throwing deep, and that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
He's got the 1st down inside the 10, and finally taken down at the 4-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Trubisky, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Antonio Callaway with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Todd Gurley, his 21st touchdown of the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by McCrane, up and good.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is
but
one of our
she's
guys.
singing too.
Oh, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Safarian Jenkins has it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Completes it to Samuel. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw. King. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem.
And he loses the football a second time. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Fumbles, that's how you get in the coach's doghouse. The first one lost and it hurt. This time you lose it and it's taken in for a score. It really hurt.
And about that doghouse, it won't exactly be comfortable, and it definitely won't be air-conditioned.
Milk bones?
None.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Second and 3. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A run for Pollard. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2nd and 11. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. King. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame him for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame him one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now to Galladay on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Ready! 10 logo.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they...
5. 26.
Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. But Charles, it's